And then, perfect. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our live business launch. I'm actually really excited for you guys to be here. Tonight's actually a special night. We're doing this for four ladies that have decided that they wanted to partner with the Alliance and learn, really learn how to create an income online. They saw the value in the services that we have to offer, which that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And they knew how it can impact their families with having the services, but how it can impact so many other people's families. So we're going to be talking about the services we provide, but also the business opportunity as well on how you can create an extra stream of income. So my name is Dixie Fells. I'm your host, but I am hosting for the beautiful ladies Shar, Billy, Lindsay, and Paige, and you see them here on the screen. So they invited you here because they felt that there was value that you could see in this. They knew that this is something that could protect you and your family, and they wanted you to come on and see what the opportunity is and what the options you have, whether you decide you think that this is something that would be great just as a service, or you see the vision of what we're doing and actually creating a business out of it as well. So just a little bit about myself. Obviously my name is Dixie Fells. I have a family of six. I live in Colorado and I've been married for 21 years and an entrepreneur for 20 years. So we started this very young when our child was just a newborn. And, our entrepreneurship is in long-term real estate, land investments, financial planning, and then network marketing. But one thing I want you to take from this it may seem like I have a lot of expertise, but that's one thing that I love about this platform that I'm going to talk to you about, because we're seeing a lot of everyday moms, everyday people that are coming in and learning the system and seeing how simple it is to be able to win here. You don't have to have a big following. You don't have to have all of this experience, because what we have is a model that is so simple and it's just real life services that people need to create that protection. So I want you to think about that as we're going through this. But one thing that I love about what we're doing here is I weigh really heavy on teaching people not only on how to make money, but what to do with your money. And that's one of the biggest things that we need to teach people in this world, is not just to make money and spend money, but how can you make, master, and multiply it. And so when I do that, I talk about the three different types of income, and I want you to think about this. So I know that we all work hard. Some people might be working two jobs, and so the question isn't really about how hard do you work, but what type of income are you building? Because you can be working so hard, but yet not being paid what you should be. You're not tapping into how much you should be paid in the right ways. And so the three types of income that we're going to talk about is linear income. Linear income is where we trade time for money. And when you stop, the income stops. Now, all of us here, I know that we all have linear income. Some, like that's where we all start. Like I started at Shopko, right? So like, where was the first place that you started where it was linear income, where when you clock in, you get paid. When you clock out, you no longer get paid. So if you have sick days, or if kids are homesick, or you want to go on vacation, unless you have PTO, you don't get paid. You have to show up for that. And linear income there's nothing bad about linear income, but I know I want to show people how to actually create freedom, because linear income doesn't create freedom, right? It requires you to show up. So then we have leveraged income. Leveraged income is one of my favorite. That's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. And leveraged income is when you build with other people and systems and your effort multiplies. So there is a saying that says, would you rather have 100% of your own effort, or would you rather have 1% of 100 men's effort? I want to see in the chat, which would you prefer to have? For me, I would rather have 1% of 100 men's efforts, because not only does it create the same value, but you're helping all of those people impact their lives as well. And then you also have residual income. Residual income is something that you create and it continues to pay you over and over and over. And the reason why I bring these up is because I want to show you this model towards the end, after we talk about the service, on how you can create not just residual income and leveraged income here, but also linear income. So, everybody is saying they want 1% of 100 men's effort, right? Like if you help enough people win, you will win as well. And that's truly what this is about, is impacting lives and impacting families with our services. And for those that are interested, impacting their financial homes. So this is a question I want you to write down, and I want you to think about it through this webinar that we're going through, but also think about it in your day-to-day life. If your income depends on you showing up every single day, is that true freedom? Is that the freedom that you want in life? And the problem is this is what we're taught in society, right? We go to school, we get a degree, then we go out and get a career in that degree, and we're just taught to always work. There's not a lot of entrepreneurship that's taught. There's not a lot about creating your own businesses. But you'll notice, like over the last 10 years, it's been really big on entrepreneurship, starting your own businesses, working for yourself. So I want you to think about that in your day-to-day life, because definitely we want to impact you and show you on how you can create freedom, and how that freedom is not tied to you clocking in and clocking out. And that comes from residual and leveraged income. And we're going to talk about that as, teaching you how to build a legacy with Legal Shield. So for those that are on, I want to know who here has heard about Legal Shield. I think almost everybody has heard about Legal Shield. And a lot of times people are like, why is it all of a sudden so big and everybody's talking about it? You guys, this company is 53 years old. They are solid. They are stable. They are debt-free. So Tanisha has not heard about it. So that's great. So we're going to show you some services on what this does. But Legal Shield has been around for 53 years protecting families. And the way that this started is, 53 years ago, there was a car accident. So this is actually a photo of the car accident. And this is the founder, Harland. This was a car accident. He was not the one at fault. And in real life scenarios, you have life insurance that does what? Life insurance is going to cover those costs that happen when you have, or not life insurance, but car insurance will cover those costs when something like this happens. But what happened to Harland was the person who caused the accident actually sued him for an accident that he created. And that's when Harland had decided and realized, he goes, how come we do not have a justice system that is equal to all, to where people have access to the legal system to protect them from things like this? And so he went ahead and created Legal Shield. And the best way to think about this is, if you have a job that offers health insurance, you get group health insurance, meaning you get it at a cheaper rate because the whole group is participating in it. That is what he has created here with Legal Shield. He created access to the legal system at a very affordable price for the everyday person, because a lot of people will say, well, the legal system is broken. And the legal system's not broken. It's just very few have access to it, because who has access to retainer fees? Who has access to, the $400 an hour that attorneys charge? So with Legal Shield, right now we have over 4.5 million people that are using this service to, really protect their homes, protect their businesses, and protect their kids. And it's done through a dedicated network of law firms all throughout the US and Canada. And you can see down here, these are all the different places that, we have been advertised for our business. We, on the Better Business Bureau, we are an A+ rating. And again, 53 years, that shows you the stability in the company. And it shows you that what they have is what everyday people need. And so that's what I love about this is, you guys, like I said, I have 20 years of experience. The majority of my experience in the network marketing world comes from product. I am always been in the health and wellness industry. So to be able to tap into a company that is solid, that is debt-free, that is stable, that is proven, but with something that's real life that everybody experiences and needs, this is what made me say, hey, this is something that I would like to be able to impact other families with. Because I want you to, throw over in the chat, how many people do you think actually have a will? This was the big one for me. We're a family of 6. So how many people do you think actually have a will, their POAs, and the physician's directive? 76% of people will die without a will. And that was a big thing for me because I want to make sure that everything that I'm building, all my assets that I'm acquiring, if something was ever to happen, I don't want it to go into probate. I don't want the state to take it over and decide who gets to do what with it. If my kids are under 18, I don't want the state to go put them in a home until they decide which grandparent that's fighting over their rights is going to take the kids. And a lot of this stuff happens that people don't think about. So with Legal Shield, what you see here on the screen is just a small little bit of what this actually covers. So the will is a big one. They will do your will for free. They will do all your POAs and they will update it every single year. Now, for those of you that have done a will, how much did you pay to get your will done? My mother-in-law just had her will done and it was upwards of $1,500. And this was just to update it. So to get one put in place, some people are paying upwards of $2,500 for a will. This comes in your membership with Legal Shield. You get unlimited consultations. So no matter what may arise, and the way I want you to look at Legal Shield is not about being reactive, but being proactive. Because most of the times people don't think about, I need legal advice. I just have a question. I need somebody to support me and back me until it's too late and it's expensive. So if you don't know your rights, you have zero rights. And that's what Legal Shield provides. So if you ever had any issues with flight cancellations or delays, or they lost your luggage and they don't want to buy you, new clothing and they don't want to compensate you for the delays, or somebody hits your mailbox. I've done that a time or two, right? I've hit somebody else's mailbox. Maybe you have some elderly parents that are going into assisted living and you need help making sure all the legalities are set up. Because if you've ever done that without having and knowing what all that takes on the legal side, it can get extremely messy. Divorce, bullying, cyberbullying, you guys, the list goes on and on. Like if you have any rental, if you rent, or if you're a landlord, this can help protect you. And just to give you a couple of stories, you guys can read the screen here. But for instance, Legal Shield will help protect whether it's trivial things, little tiny minor things that most people just brush under the rug. And they're like, I'm not even going to battle that. I'm just going to deal with what was given to me because that's what we know. Because why will we go out and get an attorney to fight for like a small fee? So for instance, we had a gentleman, he took a $48 shirt to the dry cleaners. They ruined it and they didn't want to refund it. So he simply went into the app on his phone that he gets with Legal Shield. He sent over the details. They wrote a letter and guess what? He got refunded. He got paid back that $48 for his t-shirt. Like that's trivial. But also like for me, I work online. So here's something that's a little bit bigger than trivial. Facebook has restricted my account since January. So all of my marketing, all my advertising, everything is done on social media. And I tapped my app. I sent it over to Legal Shield. They're actually now working with Meta. I got an email from them last week that said, hey, we'll take a review at your account and see if we can release the restrictions. I've tried to appeal that every month since January and they've ignored me. But now that I have legal backing, they're like, oh, maybe we should take a look at this. There was somebody that bought Michelin tires, brand new. They wore out before what they were rated for. She went to Michelin, they replaced them, and it did the same thing. So when she went back to them, they were not going to replace them again. And so she tapped her app. She sent it over to Legal Shield. She got a call from Michelin. They replaced all the tires, no questions asked. And so it's really just about all those things that can come up. For instance, there was also another person that, we'll kind of talk about when it comes into health insurance. There was a health insurance claim that she put in, broken elbow. They came back and said, we're only going to pay $12,000, even though she felt that she should be paid more because of all the medical bills that came in. She sent all of the information over and they settled and ended up getting $100,000 back just by the attorneys sending a letter over. So there's, multiple ways that this can help you. If you have kids that are driving, this will actually fight traffic tickets. Like I have a 20-year-old that has a 370Z. So he knows if he gets in trouble, if he gets a traffic ticket, they can help fight the fine. They can help keep it off of your record. And, the list goes on and on. There's multiple different things that this can cover. So if you look at this, You ever got a ticket? Maybe, you signed something and you regret it and you don't know exactly what you signed, or you're being threatened with a lawsuit or collections, which I had a company threaten me. I had left them. I quit promoting their products. I didn't promote them for 2 years. And then when I started to promote a company that they were in competition with, I got a letter that told me they were going to sue me for every single person that I talked to, even though these were people that I had previously introduced to them. And they said I cannot use any of my social media channels for a year. That means they were trying to tell me I cannot go make income for a year after they terminated me. I sent it over to Legal Shield, found out that this company was actually breaking the laws by threatening me, sent them a letter, never heard from them again. So you guys, you might have issues or disputes with your neighbors. Maybe they're mad that your dog's walking on their lawn. Like, if there's anything that you wish that you had somebody to help step in and say, hey, this is my right, this is what I can do to protect myself, that is what Legal Shield is for. So even if you answered yes to one of these, imagine just having an attorney on speed dial like that. Tap your app with our attorneys, you guys. Once you submit something, they have 8 business hours to respond to you. So it's not like you're going to be waiting for 2 weeks to hear on this. They are on top of it. So with that, I mean, if you think about this, all the different things, I can send sheets over, like there's 101 different ways. And that's just like the start of how Legal Shield can protect you. How much do you think that you would be paying for a service like this? In most cases, people are thinking that it's going to be a couple $100s a month in order to have those unlimited consultations and having that attorney on hand. Well, the thing that's great here is, Harlan set this up to where we can get this at a very affordable rate, right? Like it's $37.95 per month. And that covers you for all of this stuff, plus more that you don't even see on here. I'll tell you right now, there are many people on here that will use Legal Shield like it's their therapist. They have a question, they submit it. Hey, can you help me with this? What are my rights? What can I do? How can we fix this? So it's so great to have to be proactive in case of anything ever happens, like with divorce or any medical issues, which is really great. And then Tanisha, I will find out for sure in regards to your question for a workers' comp case. In most cases, they will, but I'll verify it and I'll touch base with you and let you know. So this is one of the things I was talking about when I was talking about that lady that had a broken elbow. I want you to look at this. This is the core 4 that we pay insurance on, right? We pay insurance on our auto, on our health, on our life, on our home. And then we go to the extent we have insurance on our cell phone and on our AirPods and everything else. You go to Walmart and what do they always ask? Do you want a warranty for that? Well, my question here is, how much do you guys pay for the core 4 of insurance? For the core 4 of insurance, you guys, like for us alone, we pay almost $800 a month just in auto. And then you think about health insurance and life insurance and home insurance. But the question is, you're paying all of this money for this insurance, but who's going to hold them accountable if they don't want to pay out? I come from the insurance world and I know how it works. They're in the business for money. They give you protection, but they're not just going to come out and pay you the max amount just because you filed the claim. And so that's why having a $38 membership to protect you, to protect your spouse and all the kids that you have that are under the age of 25, $38 a month is a no-brainer to make sure that not only are they holding the core 4 of insurances accountable, but any other thing that may come up. Sorry. And, like one other thing, does anybody here have college students? Or
Yes.
maybe high school students, okay? Like they're kind of learning how to be adults and they might do some things that you do not approve of. One of the stories was there was college students, they were out partying, they were underage, cops got called, and the first thing one of the kids did was, there is an emergency 24/7 that you can contact your attorney. He contacted his attorney. So as they're going through and they're, getting ready to take everybody, detain everybody because they were, drinking under the age, he tells them, here, talk to my attorney. And the police did not believe it. They're like, you don't have an attorney on speed dial. And he's like, no, really, talk to my attorney. And they're like, it's 2 a.m. He put him on the call, and he was the only college student that went back to the dorm that night. Everybody else had to go be detained because of what they did. So, I mean, there's so many different things on how this can help. With that, you guys, again, tap the app, super easy. The system, you download it on your phone, and all you have to do is request a consult. They'll call you, they'll advise you on it, and then they'll help you move forward if it's something that you can, take into the hands of the legal system, and they can help you with it. And, there's a lot of other things that come with this. We won't go into a ton of detail on it. If you know anybody that is a commercial driver, we have special supplement plans to protect them. Anybody here gun owners? We're gun owners. But just because we have like our concealed carry, that doesn't protect my rights. You guys have seen all those crazy cases where there's a shooter and you have somebody that shoots the shooter, and then that person is being held liable for that instance. It's kind of like when your home gets robbed. You've heard those, right? Where somebody's robbing your home and they get hurt, and so now they're suing you. I mean, this world is crazy what people will do. But if you have this backing at $38 a month to protect your family, why would you not do that? And then even if you have a small business, we have plans to help with small business. We also have group health plans as well. That's something that my husband and I do, where like if you think about Walmart has benefit packages, right? Well, with those benefit packages, they offer Legal Shield to all of their employees. You can actually do this as being a group benefits associate as well, where you can go and offer this as a part of benefit packages to employers out there that have employees, which is really cool. So how do we actually do this? You guys, we're not hiring the attorney that just graduated from college. We're not hiring the attorney that's trying to start up his own business, working in the local coffee shop to get free Wi-Fi because he can't afford it at home, right? Like the way that we do this is a collective service. So think about this. We have over 4.5 million people using this. At the base, about $38 a month. Some have bigger memberships depending on what their needs are if they have those businesses. But what they do is they take a small percentage, they take a percentage of that membership, and they pay specific law firms for each state. So each state has one specific law firm that is contracted with Legal Shield, and they hold multi-million-dollar contracts with these attorneys. And so the attorneys treat us like gold because that is bringing in business to them. Now, there is one, I believe it is in Texas, there was a law firm where 98% of their clientele is Legal Shield. So they don't have to go out and find more clientele. They don't have to try to get more, find people that are in trouble that need their legal services. They're paid and they're solid because of this membership. So we pay the provider firms a percentage of all the fees that are collected. And that's really like the collective buying power of millions that make our access affordable. It's just like group life insurance or health insurance, but it's a lot cheaper than group health insurance. Because even at that, I think what we're paying is like $1,600 a month, even with group health insurance. So, it's just really a shared economy process to make this possible. And what's great about Legal Shield is we only offer two things. We offer all of the legal protections, right? And then you have supplements that you can customize and add on. But we also offer ID Shield. This one is huge. So for, those of you that are out there, I would love to see in the chat, has anybody ever had any type of identity fraud or credit card fraud? Problem is when I know we've had to shut down credit cards. I've had to call the bank. We've had to get fees retracted. We had to and then once you do that, what do? You have to think about, okay, all of my bill pay and everything that this card or this bank account was paying. Now I have to contact every single one of them, change all of my banking info. Like it is ridiculous on what happens when you end up with fraud. Like everybody's chirping up now because they're like, yes, we've had this happen more times than we would like. You guys, ID fraud and identity fraud, it's not about if it's going to happen to you, it's when. It will eventually happen. And if you look at these statistics, like the FTC, they recovered over 1.1 million identity theft reports in 2024 alone. And then 2025 was a record high year. And why do you think that is? You guys, we are all over the internet now. Our stuff is probably like your credit card information, your date of birth, your address, anything you've ever put in the system. I mean, you do it just like all your apps. Think about all the apps on your phone that you're adding this into. When you purchase stuff online, when you do loans, you guys, your information is scattered over hundreds of different sites that it's easy for people to get it like that. and 78% of Americans have said that they've been identity theft victims. But I want you to think about this, because a lot of times we think about us, right? Identity fraud, like credit card fraud. You got to be 18 to get a credit card. Like, I would be the one that is going to be affected by it. You guys, fraud does not judge. Like, our kids are at risk as well. And if you see here, 1 in 50 children experience identity theft every year. About 52% of identity theft is actually children under the age of 12 years old. And 1 in 4 kids will have their identity misused before turning 18. And why is that? Because they don't need credit. It goes unnoticed for years. Like, they're not checking their credit at 12 years old, right? Like, they're not going to be, trying to get a credit card or a school loan or anything like that until they're 18, 19, 20 years old. One of our partners in Legal Shield, when she was, I don't know the exact timeline of it, but it was years later that she was going to get a loan, and they're like, you didn't tell us you owned a home in California. And she's like, but I don't. And they're like, oh, you do. Somebody used her information and bought a home in California with her info. So you guys, it's really scary as to all of our information that is out there and how easily accessible it is. But here's what's different, right? Because I want you to look at the recovery list here. Like, this is all the stuff you have to do if you come across this. And it's not just hours. Sometimes it's years before you can even get resolve on some of this stuff, depending on how bad it is. Like, you have to contact the credit bureaus, freeze accounts, dispute charges, replace. I mean, it's a full-time job to try to recover that. But what I want to show you is what you get with ID Shield. So I know that there's a lot of companies that say, oh, hey, we'll notify you if we see anything. So like your bank, how many people have gotten a notice saying, hey, your account's been breached, or like that our database has been breached? Oh, this happens a lot in the medical, like hospitals and stuff like that, right? It's been breached. We'll let you know if something happens. Here, you can sign up for this free service that will notify you if we see anything. Problem is like with your banks and with hospitals, and like we got one on our school, like our school's database where we add all of our kids' info, it was breached. We don't know what they took, but it was breached. Well, they'll only notify you of it if they see something, but they're not going to help you find the actual source of it, and they're not going to help you fix it. They're just, look at it this way. It's like your fire alarm. The purpose of your fire alarm is to notify you you have a fire. If you don't have an intellectual system, it's not going to call the fire department. Nobody's going to come put the fire out. That's what a lot of these businesses do. But when you get ID Shield, it's like you have a whole intellectual system. They're going to find it. They're going to, they're going to find the source of it. They're going to help you stop it, and they're going to help you recover and get you back to pre-identity or like credit card fraud status. So with this, you get a credit score tracker. You get all 3 bureau monitoring and alerts. They'll monitor all of your social media accounts, 24 consultation. But this is what's great is, look right here, full service restoration by licensed private investigators. You don't get that anywhere else. And if you can think about how much it would cost to go hire a PI to help restore your credit back to the way it was, I mean, it's pretty dang expensive. It's not anything that's, very simple to do. Like I said, it's hours, if not years to get that fixed. But you guys, breaches and frauds are everywhere. And it's not paranoia, the statistics show you, like, it's going to happen at some point, and why not be protected? And what's great about ID Shield, again, we're going to help you find it. We're going to monitor it, and we're going to restore it, just to make sure that, we can help you to where your stuff is not left out there exposed. And again, it's not it's a question. It's no question if it's going to happen, but when it's going to happen. And you guys, this protects your entire family. It's only $34.95 a month. If you go back to here, for VPN, for those of you that travel a lot, or you're at coffee shops a lot, or you have kids, the second my kids leave the house, if we're at the store, they're like trying to find who has free Wi-Fi. If you've ever jumped on like Wi-Fi at the airport, you guys, all of your information is exposed. People can get that information off your phone if you don't have a VPN. Some people will go buy just a specific VPN to help protect all of the information, like whether, if you go to work in a coffee shop a couple days a week, or if you travel a lot, well, this comes with that VPN as well. And this will protect you and your spouse and all your kids. These are family plans that we're speaking of because the majority of people have, have their family. So again, Legal Shield, we offer two things, you guys. We offer legal identity and we offer, we offer legal protection and identity protection. Something that's really nice with this benefits package as well is they also help, you could see on here, these are all this is what we call the perk spot. You can get discounts with a lot of different brand name companies. This is just a few of them. Average savings of people that actually utilize this is about $2,000 a year in savings. Yeah, so it looks like, and I hope I say your name right, Ephraim. I hope I say it right. Correct me if I'm wrong. They use,
Ephraim.
Sorry, say that.
It's Ephraim.
Ephraim. Okay, there we go. Sorry. But like they use it religiously for their laptop and their phones, because think about how much information is on there. Like just today, my son was like, Mom, what's my social? So I texted to him, I'm like, delete it right away. But you know what? That could still be out there on like whatever they call like the dark web, right? So you get all these discounts as well, you guys. Now I want to talk about the power of part-time, the business side of this. If you guys have more questions in regards to the services, please reach out to the person, send them a text and say, hey, can you help? Like, what does this help with? Like, we can send you a sheet that shows you everything that this can help cover. But you guys, it's one night out. That's not even a date night. With my husband and I go out for a date, just the two of us, it's costing us upwards of $70 for two people to eat now. That alone will cover your ID plan and your legal plan for the entire family. And on top of that, I'm going to say this to back up real quick in regards to the legal plan, and then we'll go into like what it looks like for the business side. Who here has adult children over 18 years old? I do. I have a 20-year-old. My others are under 18. I did not know this, but once your child turns 18, I don't care that you're the birth mom. I don't care if you were the dad. You have no legal rights to them because they are now their own adult. They are their own entity. And as hard as this is to, talk about, I mean, something bad can happen. You never know what life may bring. And for instance, if your son, let's say your son ends up in a car accident and he cannot vocally speak for himself, maybe he's on life support and he can't choose, he cannot verbally say what his wishes are, you can't come in and say, keep him on life support. You have no rights to him. And so with Legal Shield, they will help you set up power of attorney. So if you have kids over the age of 18, you need a power of attorney and you need, a medical POA, you need a financial POA, so that if anything ever happens, you get to choose those rights for those kids. Because they're still kids. They'll be kids until they're 50, right? As parents, they'll always be our babies. But okay, let's talk about the money, you guys. I love talking about this. I do want to respect your time. I'm going to try not to stay here forever, but I know I can because this is my passion, is teaching people how to change the financial trajectory of their homes. So with Legal Shield, this is the power of part-time. If you were to help protect 4 families a month with that plan, which is the family legal plan, that's $38 a month, and the family ID plan, that's $35 a month. That's about $73 total. If you help 4 families a month, you can earn anywhere from $320 up to $2,000 a month. I'll show you why there's a difference in that pay, because as you move up, as you impact more families, you get paid more money for this same plan. And I'll explain that to you. But remember me asking you, would you rather earn 100% of your own effort? If you were to just do this on your own, you're doing linear income. So when you quit protecting families, you quit earning income off of the top, right? Because that's your linear income for each family that you help. So we want to, earn 1% off 100 men's efforts, right? Like we want to teach other people how to do this to impact their homes as well. If you taught 25 teammates to do the same thing, 25 people go out there and help 4 families a month with a $73 membership, you can earn upwards of $120,000 a year. The math is here, 25 teammates, like you could do the math. But what I want to show you is how that works with the system. So you don't have to do this full time. you can do this part-time and make an incredible living. But ask yourself, I mean, right now, you can't all go quit your jobs right now, right? Like you have to have a plan in place. So you start part-time. But if you have those big dreams and those big visions of really creating freedom, because I'm the type of person is like, I love money because money creates the lifestyle that I dream of, which is that freedom to do more with the family, to be more present with the family, and not have to ask somebody for time off or have to ask somebody, if I could take a vacation or go to my kid's ball game. So I'm going to show you how this works with Show Me the Money. So I showed you the two most popular plans that we have, which is the legal plan at 38 and the ID plan at 35. When you come in, you're considered an associate. If you help somebody with that plan, that's $73, you are going to make $80. So some people might be like, how are they paying me more than what this person is paying per month? If anybody's in the insurance world, I come from the insurance world. That's what my financial planning is. It's similar. So what they do is instead of paying you pennies every month, every time somebody, pays their membership fee, they actually pay you for the whole year up front because they want more money in your pocket right away. So if you come in, you're brand new, first person you help with this plan right here, you as an associate make $80. But let's say that you start growing and you're helping more people and you end up as a manager. And I'm not going to go into the details how you get there, but I just want you to see the vision of what this can do. Let's say that you help enough people that you become a manager. Well, now, because you're a manager, instead of being paid this $80, you're going to be paid $132 for this same plan. A $73 plan, and you're going to be paid $132. And then you can see as you move up, it's just like in a corporate world, right? Like you start out as like the floorman. And then if you get the supervisor position, you get a raise. If you get the manager position, you get a raise. It's the same thing here, but you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you if you deserve the raise. You can tell yourself you want the raise. You're going to go impact enough families in order to get that. So you can make anywhere from $80 starting at the very beginning and work your way up and make $416 for this same $73 plan. Now, if you guys have questions, pop them in the chat about this and I will clarify, but I want you to see, this is the power because this is all linear income, right? So personal income, every time you help somebody, depending what rank you're at, this is what you're going to earn. What's nice here is if any of you come from the product world, that's what I've done. I've always been in the product world. So at the end of every month, what happens? There's a big swoosh and all of the volume, all the sales that you did, all the work that you did for the month, you reset at zero. And then when your volume resets at zero, in most companies, they have a ladder on, okay, well, this is how much you make at the beginning. And as you rank up, we'll pay you a bit of a higher percentage. Most companies, they start you back down at the bottom percentage rate for commissions. That does not happen here. All the way up to this level of director. Once you hit it, this is what you're paid for the lifetime that you're an associate with Legal Shield. So if you hit director, you're now getting paid $246 for that same $73 plan, and they're never going to take that away from you. Along with all of your sales that you accumulate each month, most companies wipe it out to where on the first you're at zero and you have to accumulate it again. We believe in compound growth. So what you do will roll over month after month to help you with maintaining this director level, right? You're never going to lose your rank. You're never going to lose this amount that you get paid per person. But let's talk about what's the power of helping other people impact their financial homes as well, right? We want to build a team because we want to help people bring in money to their home, not have to work 2 jobs, bring the dad home from working 3 jobs, allow the mom to be present for the kids, right? So if you look over here at Team Override, this is how I always say, if you help enough people win, you will win. And this is a reward. I like to call it a reward versus Team Override. You are rewarded for helping your people impact families. So for instance, let's say, Shar, you join my team and you're an associate. and you help somebody, you're going to get paid $80 because you're just right here. You just started. Well, let's say that I'm a director because I've been here longer. I get paid, so you get paid $80 off of the initial, but I will be able to tap into this team override, which I like to call the team reward, because there's nobody between you and I, Shar. So tell me if that makes sense. So you have me and you signed up direct to me. There's no other ranks in between us. So you get paid 80. Here's what's different. A lot of times, if you'll see this right here, a lot of times this will compress and be pulled out of the comp plan and go up to the company. But what's done here is they don't. They're like, hey, let's pay it to those that are working and helping their team succeed. So Shar, you got paid $80. I am going to get a team reward of not just 20, but 32, 46, and $68 because I'm a director. That's like $166 in override just by helping and supporting you and helping you grow your team. To throw a little bit more in there for those that love comp plans. Like if you love comp plans, let's get on another Zoom because I'll stay here all day. I love comp plans. You know, Zig Ziglar says it best, like money isn't everything, but it rates right up there with oxygen, right? It creates the life that we want. It gets say yes more versus no. Shar, let's say that, you know, you had joined me, but you joined somebody else and you were somewhere in my leg. Doesn't matter where, 20 levels deep. And you're an associate. And as it looks up that leg, it looks for where's the next rank? Well, there's no senior associate, but there's a manager here. So what will happen is you get paid the 80. That manager gets paid the 20 and the 32. And then there's no one else in between me and that manager. I'll get that 46 and that 68. But I would much rather have everybody at the same level as me, because I would rather have you guys making the money rather than me getting a ton of team override. But in business, not everybody is going to go to the top, right? Not everybody's going to build as big as you want to build. So they will still help you with, you know, the team overrides and the team rewards. So real quick to leave it at this, and then Tanisha, I'll answer your question. So at director, you never have to requalify for this payout, for the team override, for your rank. This, and I'm not going to go into the full structure of it, but it's about 3,000 points. We call it premiums that you have to have. 3,000 in premium between your entire organization, all of your customers that you help, all of your associates that you help, and everybody that they bring in. That 3,000 will roll over month after month after month. Once you hit that 3,000, you won't lose it all. The only thing you have to do to hit these bigger ranks, every month you're going to start with 3,000. Once you hit that top and you bring that in, you just have to bring in extra volume every month to hit these big ranks. And don't quote me on this because I haven't looked this deep, but I think executive director or actually senior director is only an extra $1,500 a month between your entire organization. So if you come from the product world, this is completely different because in the product world, it takes mass volume for smaller pay. Where this, and it's because it pays like insurance. And then for everybody that's new, that's looking at this, that is trying to decide, is this something that I want to do? I want to talk about two things, and then I will go to your questions because I see Ashley has a question as well. And this might go a little bit longer, but we're not too bad. We're at 45. So when you first start with us, our number one goal is to help you make a comma check. I told my son that. He's 20. I thought he would know. And he's like, what do you mean a comma check? I'm like, you know, like put a comma in those digits, like make at least $1,000. And he's like, oh, I knew that. But what we do is what our goal is we want to get you to manager. If you get to manager in your first 45 days, which I tell people 4 to 5 days, I did it in 2 days. You will make about $1,100 because you will have different bonuses. You will get advanced to manager bonus. You will get the fast start qualify bonus, plus the commissions of what you're bringing in with these people, with, you know, like how much premium you're bringing in from the people that you're impacting. Now, to hit manager, a lot of people think, oh, it's going to be a lot of volume to get to manager to make $1,100. You guys, when I came in, because I've done product my whole life, I have a team that, you know, has been doing like over 400,000 in volume a month. And then it goes to zero at the beginning of every month. And then just doing the equation of what I get paid, when I saw this, I'm like, this blew my mind. And there's pros and cons to both sides, but manager is 300 in premium. And with that, it's, you have 3 people that partner on your team. So you have 3 associates and 300 in total premium. So you might have to have an extra associate or a customer to get that full 300. But how crazy is that you could bring in 300 in premiums and get paid $1,100 because of all of those bonuses? It's pretty incredible on how that works. So let me answer some questions. And then I want to talk to you guys about placement, because the way they do this here is so incredible. And that's why like timing really matters, is because we don't build a bunch of people. Like when everybody like enrolls, like let's say I have a bunch of people that enroll, I don't keep them all to me at the top. That's like, you know, to me, it's like, I feel like that's, maybe I won't even say this because it would be rude. I'm like, that's money hungry. I'm going to keep them all to me. What we do is we do placement to where we can help. Like, what's the best way to burn a house down? You don't go set the roof on fire, right? You go set the basement on fire. You start it from the bottom up. So why don't we create our teams like that? Why don't we create that fire and that momentum and build the volume from the bottom up? And that's why what we do is we only build 3 teams when you first start. One of those teams is built by the person that invited you here, the person that you're going to partner with. They'll build that one out. You only build 2 other teams. So the sooner you get in, the higher you are on that placement to have them build one of those legs for you. Which is nice, because then as people come in, you could just keep growing and helping those others that joined with you. So Tanisha, you get paid per rank. No, so these do not stack, if that's what you're asking. So like if you were a director and you sold a plan, you wouldn't get all of these payouts. You would just get the highest one here. But the team override does stack. So let me know if that makes sense, if that's what your answer was. And then Ashley, if you already have life insurance with another company, yes. So, because this is not considered life insurance, this is legal. It just pays like life insurance is what it is. And so this is legal protection and ID protection. And you do not need to be licensed to sell this. I think there's only 3 states left, maybe 4, which we can look at. So Legal Shield used to be where you had to be licensed to sell it. But they've changed it to where they've been working really hard with the states to get it released. And there was not New York, it was one of the East Coast states. They actually just removed those requirements. So I think there's only 3 or 4 states left where you have to do, and it's easy. It's not like life insurance where you have to do hours and hours of training and then take the test. A lot of it is you pay a fee to get a license to be able to do Legal Shield. Ashley, so everything's 1099. I'm not sure what a T4 is. I don't know if that's specific to Canada. If that's
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I will find out for sure on that. We do have Pages here. She's from Canada, but I will find out for sure if it's T4 or 1099. That way we can let you know for sure. And then Tanisha says that makes sense. How knowledgeable? Okay, I love this question. Maybe I'll ask like Shar or Billy to answer this question, or Lindsay. Lindsay might be driving to work right now, but she asked, how knowledgeable do you need to be to sell this? What's our method? What do we do? Like, what are we doing right now?
We're selling. We're just talking about the product.
What we do is like, I don't want you to be the tool. I don't want you to be the expert, because then if you are, the next person you talk to feels like they need to be. And then you shoot yourself in the foot and you create a business that's not duplicatable. What we do is these calls, we have every night of the week, unless if it's like a holiday or something like that. But we have these almost every night of the week. to where all you're doing is showing your excitement for what the services can do. Me, I talk about the money because I know money can go so far in people's lives, and we have a great service to back it, but money can really just change everything for everybody. And so all you do is you get them excited and say, just get on the call. Like, all I know is that you can make great money. I saw it on the call I was on. Let's get you on the next one. And then we have an app, which I'll go into that, and then I'll let you guys go. Share and invite to the call. The calls do the work. Yep, Paige, that's right. That's all we do. Lindsay answered it too. We get people on the presentations. Let other people sell it for you. Let them get on and see it, because like, you can't give everybody this value in a 5-minute elevator pitch, right? Like, they won't understand it unless if they get on a call. So we just do these over and over and over again. And then, are there posts provided? So I do have examples, and I am slowly collecting other examples, but here's what's so cool. And let me make sure also, can you promote your outgoing company? What do you mean by that? I'm going to go to the next screen while you drop that in there. But this is what's so cool about our team. You guys, duplicatable, simple as simple can be. So simple, you might think, how does this possibly even work? You guys, all I did is, when I started, I was super excited. I put a post up. I invited everybody to a call, and I got my comma check in 2 days because everybody got on the call. And so we have everything. So if you see right here, our team, Melissa, builds tech for a living for businesses. We have our very own app. Nobody else in the company has it. This app right here, your coach in a pocket, top notch. So this getting started. So what, Billy, when you come and ask me, hey, where do I go to schedule my fast start? Or how do I find my link? What do I tell you? Go to your coach in a pocket. Yes, go ask it, because you'll ask it and it will tell you what to do, send you the links. It's an AI platform that pretty much does everything for you. It will onboard all your people. So you send it to them and it onboards them. You're not doing the admin of it. There's a launch bot that will help you create a launch post. How do you reach out to people? Find out who your ideal client is. Questions about the compensation plan. You guys, like, it is incredible. We have a daily workflow. You do this every single day and you will see success. And what's cool with this as well is, like, we already have to do this to, like, you know, advertise our business and get interest. But what Melissa has done is, you can collect coins in here. You mark off that you did these tasks. At the end of every month, if you have enough coins, you spin the wheel is what it is. She gives away gift cards, and she actually just loaded where every month 5 people are going to win a trip. And it's not like your staycation at Motel 6 in the town next to you. We're talking about a full vacation. She's given 5 away a month. Like, Melissa is such a generous person. But you can see here, Melissa, she joined in October. She's made over $350,000. Brittany, she's my direct mentor. She's made 100, and actually she got her $150,000 ring. So we need to update that. She's made 150,000 since the 15th of November. Now, these numbers are crazy. It shows you what's possible. Right now, we're doing our first 1K. This just kind of shows you some of the mentorship that comes from the leaders. Is, you know, it's a private coaching sprint telling you what to do every single day to make $1,000 in 10 days. So we have all the systems and the tools. We have 24/7 AI onboarding. It's really about making it simple so that you could duplicate it, so that you can create that momentum. Because if you had to spend all your time in this business, you don't have true freedom. And I'm building for freedom. And I hope you're building for freedom, because that's truly like what most of us want, right? Is we want to be able to not do the Groundhog Day over and over and over again. So we've created a great system here for you guys. You have your daily workflow. I mean, everything that you need. And so why this? I think I covered all of that, you guys. Our ranks are permanent. You earn trips. We get paid daily. So you don't have to wait for the monthly stuff. You guys, they just dumped $100 million into the compensation plan. And like, really, we just keep it simple. So that everybody, no matter the level that you're at, you can come in and do it. If you can invite somebody to get to a call, and the best way, you know, to explain it, how much do we refer everything and we do not get to leverage like the economical growth of it? You find a good lipstick, you're telling your girlfriend to get down to Sephora because it's on sale. You see a great movie, you're telling your friends to go watch the movie. If you have a bad dinner, you're telling people where to stay away from, right? If you find those red bottom heels on a discount, you're telling your girlfriend where to go get them and hide them in the closet and act like she's had them a year so her husband doesn't say anything. Like, we do this all the time as it is. Why not take advantage of it? So why not start your own business? You guys, it's independent. You can work from anywhere, work on your own hours, work on your own terms. You know, you get more income opportunities. One thing that's really cool about this, it is a willable book of business. You can pass this on to generations. You fill it out, if anything happens to you, it goes to your kids. Your kids could pass it to your grandkids. And so for just a little under $200, you can get started. What that's going to give you is both your family legal plan, your family ID plan, and there is going to be a $99 one-time fee that's going to get you set up with everything. But then ongoing, I don't look at your plans as a business expense. That's an investment for your family. But let's calculate it in there. It's like $73. And then we just have 2 overhead costs. This $25 a month that gives you access to all of the Legal Shield resources, website, everything. And then the app I was telling you about that Melissa built for us, that's $15 a month. So you're looking at overhead of $40. You can't start a business anywhere for that, right? We're talking like probably $400,000 to go create a brick and mortar. But if you add your legal plans in, you're looking at like $115 a month. You help 2 people a month, you have everything paid for and you're in profit. So, you know, it's a very simple, it's not, you know, there's a lot of companies where you have to have high quotas, you have a lot of overhead expenses. You know, it's just, you know, it's, I don't know how else to say, like, it's such a great opportunity. So you can pick your path, you know, maybe the income side's not in timing for you right now. You can become a member. So reach out to the person that invited you here. They can show you the different plans and get you set up. But again, those family plans, if you have a spouse or you have kids, there's no reason why you should not do that. Protect everybody. Or you can become an associate. It's super easy. A little under $200 gets you started. You don't have to be licensed. And then our goal is to get you to manager and make that first comma check as quick as possible. I like to do it in 4 to 5 days. So let me make sure there's not any other questions. I'm actually going to stop recording. Shar, you'll have to do that. I forget, I'm not the host anymore. Okay, so posts, Ashley, I kind of tapped on that. Like, we do have a lot of examples for different posts. There's an app that I had added to, which just a free version. Like, I'm all about, like, if we don't have to have a cost, let's not have a cost. But a lot of people might be used to boards by now. Like, it's really big. It's like a big library. But I have in